Hello, students, and welcome to my screencast on haploid and diploid cells. I really hope this helps you out if you're confused about them. We went over it today in class, and this will just hopefully help to clarify anything. A lot of these images are from Wikimedia Commons or from Khan Academy, and you can access all their content for free here at khanacademy.org. This video is not meant to make any money. It's just meant to help you learn science. So here we go. Let's learn about making Rory right here. All right, and he's going to be full of diploid cells. 2n is equal to 46. His reproductive cells will be sperm, and they will be n is equal to 23. My daughter's reproductive cells will be eggs, and those will be n is equal to 23 as well. All right, here's what we did in class today. We tried to model it a couple times and tried to help with some students. You've done it with pop beads. So really go through and draw this at home. Really see if you get what's going on. What is a homologous pair? Which one's dad, which one's mom? What does it mean that they have the same genes but different alleles or different forms? How many pairs do humans have? And then what do our sex cells have in them? Okay, so let's get on with it. Here we go. So just real quick to review chromosomes, and I'll do this very quickly since this is my other video. Here would be one chromosome or one chromatid. I'm going to use the example of chromosome number 2, because I'm going to talk about the lactase gene, being able to digest milk and ice cream. Here we're going to copy it. So this happens during S phase. So we copy that DNA, uses some enzymes to do that. This is still one chromosome. It just has a copy of itself now. We call that copy a chromatid. And because they're identical, we call them sister chromatids. So here are two sister chromatids. They are identical copies of each other. This is one chromosome, and a trick is that we can count them by using the button. All right, so I'm going to use my pointer here. So count them by looking at the button. Here, once they divide into two separate cells, these would be chromosomes as well. So after anaphase, imagine that this cell has split. This cell would have one chromosome. This cell would have one chromosome. They would be identical. The point of mitosis is to make identical cells. You can remember that by the I in mitosis for identical. This is called a karyotype. And from it, we can look and see how many chromosomes somebody has. We can see if they have trisomy, if they're going to have some type of chromosomal error. Here we can see that this is a boy, an X and a Y. Notice that the Y is smaller than the X. Some people don't think that, but it's always good to see. Here, chromosome number 1. Let's pretend that they say purple is from dad and green, purple is from mom and green is from dad. So here this is mom, dad, mom, dad, mom, dad, mom, dad. So this would be a homologous pair. Homologous pair, homologous pair. In humans, we have 23 pairs of chromosomes. These would be homologous pairs, 1 through 22. They're called autosomes, and here would be the sex chromosomes. Okay? Now, these guys have the same genes. These chromosomes have the same genes. They may have different forms of the genes or different alleles. And so we're going to talk about lactose. I believe that's my next slide. So here's number 2. Here's number 2. These are actual images of chromosomes. The top arm that's shorter is called the P arm, and the bottom arm is called the Q arm. That's just so we can identify it. And what this yellow triangle is pointing at is a gene for, it actually turns on or off your lactase gene, whether or not you're able to digest lactose. Might remember that ACE, A-S-E, stands for an enzyme. So if you have this enzyme, you can eat some crafty kitchen ice cream and digest it. It is, if it doesn't work, that is a recessive allele. So you have to get it from both mom and dad. That would be called homozygous recessive. It's getting a little ahead of us. Let's get back to the point here. The point is that they have, we're going to pretend it's right here. This dark band is the lactose gene. You're going to get one from mom and one from dad. That is a homologous pair. So let's look at this life cycle, right? Here, this would be diploid. 2n is equal to 6. Let's see if there's 6 chromosomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice that there's 3 homologous pairs. The homologous pairs are the same size. In this picture that I got from Khan Academy, I'm showing chromosomes as a single chromatid. Right? Remember, during prophase, they would be duplicated. They would have gone through S phase, and I'll show that in an upcoming slide. Here, the diploid 2n is equal to 6. So what's the haploid going to be? N is going to be 3. Right? And so you're going to get 3 from a sperm. The sperm is red. 3 from the egg is blue. When they combine together, you get the 2n is equal to 6. This is really important. This is how we propagate the human race, right? We are able to make sperm and eggs that have 23, and then our babies have 46, unless there's an error. So let's go through an example that uses the X-shaped pattern of chromosomes. So here we have 2n is equal to 4. It's a little hard to see, but there's going to be 4 chromosomes here. They copy themselves. So I believe here's 1, here's 1, here's 1, and here's 1. So that's our 2n is equal to 4. We have now copied the DNA in that spaghetti form. That was in S phase, right? And then it went through G2. Here, our chromosomes start to form. The DNA is condensed. The nuclear membrane is going to go away. This is going to be a homologous pair. Notice how they're the same size, students. And this is going to be a homologous pair. So you're having purple's mom, right? And red was dad. So mom, mom, dad, dad. This would be mom chromosome number 1, mom chromosome number 2, dad chromosome number 1, dad chromosome number 2. And we were going to look at that lactase gene in chromosome number 2. Here we go. They're starting to attach to the spindle fiber. So remember, homologous pair number 1, homologous pair number 2. Imagine how busy it is in your cells. You have 23 pairs. All right, here we go. The chromosomes line up at the metaphase plate. So they line up in the middle. Remember, we only need, these are identical copies of each other. This is identical. This chromatid is identical to this one. So we only need 1 copy of it. They're going to pull apart. They're in anaphase. So now we have the identical copies being moved apart. And they're going to reform the nuclear membrane and become 2 new cells. In these cells, we count this as 4 chromosomes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mom number 1, dad number 1. Mom number 2, dad number 2. All right, there should be identical. Mitosis just did the same. And here it is. So here they are in early G1. Notice that they're a little smaller, right? They're going to need to grow, but they're in different orientation, but they're the same chromosomes. All right, so I hope that was helpful. Basically, you had in mitosis, you had the same result, right? You had 2n is equal to 4, you have 2n is equal to 4. In meiosis, we're trying to make a sex cell. You can remember that E for sex. So we're going to reduce the chromosome number in half. So n is going to be equal to 2. 2n is equal to 4, n is equal to 2. For in humans, we have 2n is equal to 46. So our n is equal to 23. Let's take a picture of it. So here's the same one. 2n is equal to 4. They're going to pair up. This is a homologous pair, homologous pair. You have all aced this. You're going to remember that they're going to undergo some crossing over. In anaphase 1, instead of pulling chromatids apart, it's going to pull apart homologous chromosomes. So at the end of telophase 1, how many chromosomes are in each cell? We count them by the centromere. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Here's what I think was messing some students up. This is 1 from pair number 1. This is 1 from pair number 2. This is 1 from pair number 1. And this is 1 from pair number 2. You could say that this is mostly dad, right? Dad was red, I believe, and mostly mom. But they engage in some crossing over, so it's not going to be exactly the same as the original. mostly purple, mostly red. And remember, this is completely random which way they line up. So these could have been flip-flop. And then it simply undergoes mitosis. It's called meiosis too, but it's just the process of mitosis. Meiosis evolved from mitosis. So here's from pair number 1. From pair number 2, we only need one chromatid in our cells. So we line them up in the middle, we pull them apart, bam. Now we have these cells that are going to have 1, 2. This is from number 1, this is from number 2. We're going to have n is equal to 2. We started with 2n is equal to 4. We end up with n is equal to 2. That's the beauty of meiosis. And none of these cells are the same. They're all genetically different. It's what makes you so special, and it's what makes you, you. Here's a picture of 2n is equal to 6. So this is the number I used in class, but this is going to be a little bigger, right? Let's see if we have 6 chromosomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, this is a homologous pair. So pair number 1, pair number 2, pair number 3. So we need 1 from each pair in the resulting sex cell, E for sex. If this was mitosis, it would just make an exact copy of this. If it's mitosis, it's 2n is equal to 6 the whole time. They line up here. This is random. They get pulled apart. The homologous pairs get separated. So here, homologous pair number 1 has been separated. Homologous pair number 2 has been separated. And homologous pair number 3 has been separated. In this cell, we have 1, 2, 3 chromosomes. 1, 2, 3 chromosomes. Now we need to separate these chromatids. We only want one of them in each cell. So we line it up and we just do mitosis. Look at the final cells. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So in those final cells, we have n is equal to 3. Meiosis is going to make 4 cells, and they're each going to be haploid, or half the number of chromosomes. Okay, you should try this now. Go ahead and try it for a bigger number. Try drawing 2n is equal to 8 for mitosis, and then try drawing 2n is equal to 8 for meiosis. As soon as I get time today, I'll put an answer of that up on Classroom. I can't guarantee it'll happen today. It's already almost my afternoon classes. Okay, students, take care and keep on studying.